I'm going to describe it more clearly than you have ever understood it, and I hope that this makes something click in your head. Manifesting is the act of turning a thought or desire into physical reality. But the thing about reality is it's not as real as we think. The past does not exist in this physical plane of reality, only in the memory. And the future does not exist in this physical plane of reality, only in the imagination. So what even does exist right now? The only thing that is physical, matter, material, is this very moment. The physical material world is only physical when perceived in consciousness through time. Time is constantly flowing, but humans perceive it as linear. When you look at movies, it seems seamless, but it's a sequence of photos. Usually they're recorded in 24 frames per second. So if you take one of those frames individually, that is a moment in time in a very specific location. So where is everything else? Where does the past go and where does the future come from? Basically, everything that does not exist physically right now exists in an infinite field of potential energy. In some religions or spiritual texts, they'll call it the infinite field of potentiality. The CIA document that I'll be referencing calls it the absolute. Everything that does not exist in this very moment is in an entire field of potential. When you talk about manifesting, you are trying to turn something, manifest something from the infinite field of potential and turn it into material reality. I really like the way this CIA document describes it. CIA document calls it the absolute. So the infinite field of potential is the absolute in this text. It says, consciousness is the organizing and sustaining principle that provides the impetus and guidance to bring and keep energy in motion within a given set of parameters so that a specific reality will result. Human beings have this form of elevated consciousness. Our consciousness, therefore, is that differentiated aspect of the universal consciousness which resides within the absolute. Consciousness is what guides things from the absolute, the infinite field of potential, into physical existence. Between the absolute and the material universe in which we experience our physical existence are various intervening dimensions to which human consciousness in altered states of being may gain access to. Consciousness is constantly creating reality. Your reality is constantly being created by your subconscious mind. You are already manifesting 24/7. You must become conscious to the fact that you are already manifesting in order to have control over your reality, over what your subconscious mind brings into reality. It's like we're all in a game, and if you don't acknowledge that you're in a game, then you're lost, you're just part of it. So manifesting is the act of bringing something specific into reality. Okay, so how do you do it, right? Like, that's the whole reason you're watching this video. So manifesting is nothing more than manipulating energy through consciousness. Your ability to manifest is a direct reflection of the relationship you have with your energy and your consciousness. People that have successfully manifested, like Ariana Grande, Jim Carrey, it's not that they're any better at manifesting than anyone, it's that they're more in tune with their energy and their consciousness. Everyone has the exact same ability to manifest. We are all human beings born on this planet. We all have the same ability, but the difference is how connected you are with yourself, how connected you are with your consciousness, your state of being, your energy, your emotion, how connected you are with yourself. So the more connected you are with yourself, your energy, and your consciousness, the better you're going to be at manifesting. So it's so important to be doing things like meditating, to be doing the work, sitting with your consciousness, working on your connection with yourself, working on your energy, working with your element, things like that. That's why I have that series on TikTok about manifesting with your element, and why it's so effective to manifest with your element is because you are getting so in tune with your energy. Like me with water and air, I will manifest on the beach. I'll have videos in the future on manifesting with your element. I'm going to explain it in a simple formula. The best way I can explain this manifestation formula is like a vehicle. So you want to get from point A to point B. So point A is this reality you're in right now, and point B is the reality where your manifestation has come true. This thought and desire has been turned into physical reality. I see manifestation as moving through time to get from point A to point B. Everything is always moving through time. That's how humans experience physical reality. So point A and point B are simply just different points in space and in time. So again, this vehicle is moving at all times. The way you experience reality is the vehicle. You are constantly manifesting. And if you don't consciously manifest what you actually want, what is actually good for you, what is in alignment with yourself, your higher self, and your purpose, you are going to be recreating the same reality that you've always been in. You know, you have an emotionally unavailable parent, and then now 20 years later, you have an emotionally unavailable partner. Your subconscious mind is always creating your reality. So if you don't consciously tell it what reality you want, it's gonna recreate the same one that it's always been, because it thinks that is what it's supposed to do. It doesn't understand your desires unless you tell it your desires. So number one is your subconscious mind, setting and intention. Your subconscious mind is the GPS. You have to put into your GPS where you want to go. You have to know point B. You have to know the destination of where you want to go. What reality do you intend to end up in? Like, what reality is your manifestation in? If you do not program your GPS, you're going to end up in the exact same reality. True intention runs all the way from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. This is why we do all the intense methods, like through hypnosis, scripting, things like that, because you are trying to get through to your subconscious mind. Okay, quick rundown from a hypnotherapist of how the subconscious mind is formed. So from birth to about 8 years old, we have a very sponge-like subconscious mind. It is forming, it's creating itself, it's taking in concepts. Like, you eat an apple for the first time and you're like, oh, this is red, it tastes good, kind of crunchy, yum, yum, yum. So then 20 years later, you have concepts of what an apple is and tastes like, what ones you don't like, etc. in your subconscious mind. So when you see an apple, your subconscious mind knows all the experiences you've ever had of seeing, tasting, hearing, smelling, touching an apple. And that is where your opinion comes from. It's stored in your subconscious mind. So it does this with literally everything. With humans, with love. This is why if you had an emotionally unavailable parent, you will attract an emotionally unavailable partner, because your subconscious mind sees that as love. It knows nothing else. Whatever you received is what you're going to believe love is, because your subconscious mind has taken that in. You know, at 20 years old, you could receive all this information in your conscious mind about what love is supposed to be, but it doesn't quite go through to your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind has already developed. But again, your subconscious mind is what creates reality. So you have to access your subconscious mind in order to successfully manifest. Your subconscious mind is changeable, it is moldable, and you can reprogram it. It just takes time, or it takes hypnosis. Hypnosis is that state in between being awake and being asleep. It's actually really simple, it's very overhyped, and it's nothing like the movies. You're in hypnosis every time you watch a movie, or every time you're sitting for hours and scrolling on your phone, you're in hypnosis. In the CIA document, he talks about transcendental meditation, talks about hypnosis. Between the absolute and the material universe in which we experience physical existence are various intervening dimensions to which human consciousness in altered states of being may gain access to. He talks about hypnosis. He says hypnosis is one of the ways that you can access the various intervening dimensions. This is why you should manifest before going to sleep or right when you wake up, because this is your natural state of hypnosis. It's the theta brainwave. You can reach your subconscious mind without hypnosis. It just takes a really long time. So affirmations or scripting every single day. This is why like the 55x5 method or the 369 method work, because you are doing it so much. But it takes a lot of repetition. I've seen a lot of people that are like, oh, I manifested this successfully after months. I would just make sure you're doing those methods like right before bed or right when you wake up, or just start doing self-hypnosis. Part 2 is your heart. Your heart is the engine. It is so important to feel your emotions of the manifestation. What is a car without an engine? It doesn't run. Your heart has the biggest electromagnetic field in the body. This is what pulls your manifestations in. This is what influences matter. The more emotion you feel, the better, because what is a car without an engine? What is manifestation without using your emotions? Emotions are energy in motion. What is manifesting? Manipulating energy through consciousness. And number 3 is taking guided action from downloads. This is hitting the gas. This is the inspired action, or taking action on it. Taking the right action is more important. The more in tune you are with yourself, the better you will actually receive these downloads. Getting information from somewhere, like it's from your subconscious mind or your spirit guides, or you just get this feeling and you know intuitively that it did not come from you. When I was manifesting on TikTok, if I would sit down and overthink and plot and plan a video, it wouldn't do well. But I would meditate or I would be doing something and I'd get a random idea in my head for a video. So I would stop everything I was doing and I would record it. And those are all the videos that have like over millions of views. I have some videos where I'm literally so sweaty, like the Part of Fortune video, the astrology one. I'm literally so sweaty in that video. I just got back from a run. Like I literally... But I just knew when I got that idea that I had to go make that video because it was a download. Also, another pro tip, when you get these downloads, please just like fucking do them. Like fucking run with it. Because that is literally the universe being like, all right, smack on the ass, go. Because, okay, one time I skipped a download and I did not make the video. 3 days later, I saw it on my For You page. And it wasn't even a spiritual creator. It was just another random creator made word for word the exact video. So take your fucking downloads and run with them. Or else the universe is gonna be like, here, you can have this. This person didn't take it, so here you had it. So this is why it's so important to be meditating and to be in touch with yourself and your energy and your intuition. It's just another reason. Because the more in touch you are with yourself and your consciousness, the more downloads you'll get. Or the more you'll be able to listen to your downloads. And the next step is being in a state of receiving. This is so important, but I'm going to describe it more clearly than you have ever understood it, and I hope that this makes something click in your head. Being in the state of receiving it is important when you're scripting, or being at all times just finding that state of receiving it, like the emotions that you'll feel and what type of consciousness will be in point B. Because if consciousness is what creates reality, you need to be in the consciousness that is in the reality of your manifestation to get it, to manifest it. You need to be in the emotion, the frequency, the state, and the consciousness that you'll be in when you receive the manifestation. You need to be fully plugged in to that person, become that person. Like I've heard so many methods of people manifesting things because they just started dressing like the type of person that would receive it, doing things that would be in the reality of their manifestation. So you need to be so deeply aligned with point B, the manifested version of you's consciousness. Like what would this person be doing? Like wake up in the morning and do whatever that person would do, that version of you, that consciousness, because that is how you're going to create your reality. That's the biggest thing. So all of the moving parts together are one, intention. Your subconscious mind needs to know what you're manifesting to a T. You need to successfully program your GPS. 2, heart. Your emotions, highly elevated emotions, extreme emotions. If you're out of touch with your emotions, you're going to be out of touch with the engine of your manifestation. So if you have trouble with your emotions, go to my website, go do a hypnosis download where you can get in touch with your emotions. It's called Vibrate Higher. It opens your heart. Or get in touch with your inner child, do other things. I can make another video in the future on how to get in touch with your heart. 3, intuitively guided action. Downloads to figure out what to do and floor it, baby. You may get a feeling like you want to go to Starbucks or something, and then you end up in the Starbucks line and you're right next to someone who's Steven Spielberg, and they're like, oh, let me put you in a movie. Let me ask if he'll put you in a movie. You know, you hit it off. That's an opportunity. And the thing about opportunities is they're there all the time, but you have to be ready to take them. If you feel like going to Starbucks after you manifest, go to Starbucks. 4, be in the consciousness of receiving. What will that version of your consciousness be doing, wearing, talking about, thinking about? You need to constantly be in that consciousness. And here is a big don't. So limiting beliefs, doubts, fears are the brakes. 1, don't overthink it because it's already on its way. Have you ever ordered something at a restaurant and then worried like, oh my God, what if I don't get my dinner? That's not gonna happen. It's on its way. You ordered it. Like you've done all the things. You ordered it. Like just trust. Manifesting takes 100% trust and belief and surrender. That is the biggest thing I had to learn, was surrendering to trust, surrendering to the manifestation, believing so much that you aren't worried. You're not worried. It's on its way. You're excited. At the end of the day, if you disagree with anything I said, that's totally fine. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. 100% of the time I use scripting. Handwriting is actually an ideomotor response, meaning it's a subconscious movement. So it's just genuinely such a good way to reach your subconscious mind.
I recommend doing it right when you wake up or right before you go to sleep because, again, this is your natural state of hypnosis. I will write my manifestation every single morning to keep myself aligned. I have a pretty scattered brain, so I've learned through experience that my manifestations work better when I keep myself focused every single day and remind myself what consciousness I need to be in. So I'll start with I am so emotion that you'll feel, and I feel it in my, where you will physically feel it, now that I have clear manifestation. So all of it together is I am so grateful, and I can feel it physically in my chest now that I'm in deep, mutual, passionate love. This method came to me in the form of a download. Mirrors are portals, and one day I was looking at my mirror and decided to write on it with an expo. Ever since then, I got my manifestation so quickly that I will never go back to not doing this. It's the exact same steps as scripting, but on a mirror. Take what you've scripted out and put it under your pillow. I actually put these literally in my pillowcase inside the zipper of my pillow so it doesn't come out and no one ever sees it, and my manifestation cannot ever be tainted by the hands of others. This is an old TikTok that I posted. Visualizing in the shower is probably my favorite method because water is my main element. This is a spoken word manifestation, which is so underrated. My favorite part about this method is the cleansing and releasing of anything in the way. This method is really important to me because this is how I manifested my way out of an abusive situation. Sometimes we're in positions where we don't have anything. We don't have privacy and we can't just write things in a notebook. When I was in this situation, I would just visualize the life I wanted for as long as it took me to fall asleep. I would envision so much detail. It's like I watch a movie of my future life, but I'm in it, in the first person perspective. First person perspective is important because third person omnipresent view is not as effective. Remember, you want to tap into the consciousness of your manifestation. I did this in self-hypnosis every night before I fell asleep. And I'll do a video on how to do self-hypnosis at some point, but I have a hypnosis download in my bio, so use it.